As we all know, stocks come and go, but which ones are due to meet their maker very soon? Well, in this slightly controversial video, I've got a list of 48 US traded listed stocks that I think won't last the decade. Now, I'm just putting that out there, just ideas, throwing it out to you. I might be very wrong. Love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What ones do you think might be on the short list, or have I missed some that you would also include? But they do have a similar theme to them, underlying variables that mark them out for stocks that don't look like they're going anywhere fast. Things like over borrowed, over debted, poor management, badly run, in sectors that are dying, or in sectors that are full of over competition, or maybe in an area of business that, you know, the technology is no longer appropriate. It's moved on, and you know, they were a fad type stock, and now really you can't see a future for. Now I'm going to try and bucket these guys together, and like I say, quickly run through them, and like I said, let me know what you think in those comments. So here we go, the 48. First up, we're talking the EV sector. So much competition. The once advantage had by the small new startups very quickly eroded by global players from China, the big old automakers all getting in on the scene. These guys are, I think, really struggling. And I've got four for you here. We've got Lordstown, Mullen Automotive, Lucid and Rivian. Now these next two follow on quickly from the EV sector, all to do with transportation of sorts. First up, Harley Davidson. I know you're going to love the brand. I love the brand, but it's a cultural brand with, I'm afraid, an aging demographic, and the company hasn't caught up. And second, our sixth choice here is Avis, the rental company. We know what happened to Hertz. I think it's going to be a similar story. A lot of competition with, you know, your Lyfts and your Ubers and your robot, you know, automated car travel. I think they're going to be struggling. And actually, I'm going to throw a third one into that group. I'm going with Lyft. You know, the competition to Uber, I just don't see them going anywhere. They're not developing, coming out fast enough compared to the rivals, and how the whole industry is changing. Now, can the cruise industry ever recover, hit heavily by COVID? Looked like it was bouncing back, but I'm not so sure. Two to watch out for that could be on the plank, so to speak, walking the plank: Norwegian Cruise Lines and Carnival. Possibly the future, but I don't think for these guys. Virgin Galactic, you know, been around for a while, not really delivered. Can't see how they can become a profitable business in the long run. And a lot of competition fast on the heels. I've got three e-commerce related businesses I think are going to struggle over the next 10 years. Two of them, the obvious ones, Etsy and Shopify, just down to changing technology, competition, the way the world's moving. And another one, sort of the middleman, Groupon. Now this next sector makes up a big chunk of the 48. There's 10 stocks here in total. It's what I like to call the more traditional retailers. We've got Macy's, Dollar General, Gap, Coles, Walgreens Boot Alliance, GNC, Rite Aid, Luckin Coffee, L Brands, and you know, the meme stock that had recovered, you know, a part of that film that's just out at the cinemas now, and that's GameStop. Two stocks in what I like to call the trendy food sector, Beyond Meat. We know all the history behind them, not doing very well, and Blue Apron. Now we hit some more recent industries, more modern industries. I'm going to break them down here into two parts. The first one are streaming companies, and I think Spotify, Netflix and Roku have their cards marked, and also a couple of social media companies, and we're talking Snap and Pinterest. And staying in the tech world, we've got 4 further stocks. Now we've got a couple of gaming type stocks. We've got Electronic Arts and Roblox. Then we've got once a massive mobile communications company, that was Blackberry. And to finish off, a very trendy stock I don't see much of a future for, can't see why, and that is Peloton. And actually I'm going to throw in one more stock to the tech world. Zoom Communications did very well in COVID, but really technology competition, do they have a future? Now these 4 stocks I've categorised as entertainment. The first 2 in the world of casinos, MGM and Caesars. Then we've got a couple of other entertainment companies, AMC, and finally one that's been struggling, a very traditional household name, and that is Disney. Now this is a sector that often brings up big opinion either way on its future. We got trading and crypto. Now I'm going to start with my crypto 2 stocks. I think Coinbase and Riot Blockchain aren't looking particularly that great. And finally the trading company is a broker called Robinhood. Now this was a sector that threatened greatness, has never really got anywhere, probably due to regulation, and a stock dying before us, I believe, is Canopy Growth. Do we need these type of companies anymore? Are they just too old hat to cut it today? I've got 3 here: New York Times, Washington Post and Gannett and Co. Now I've bucketed up this lot under what I call the old school. Their business has been around for a while, but I don't think they are, geared up for the future, maybe because of what sector they're in, global competition, poor management, indebtedness. But we've got a couple of oil companies. We've got Chesapeake and Occidental. And we have a steel company called US Steel. We've got a shipping and logistics one we all know as FedEx. And finally, we've got Boeing, the huge, massive air manufacturer, but really not geared up, I don't think, really for the future as it stands. So there you go, my 48 stocks that could be in some dire need of first aid, or if they don't get it, I think within that next decade we might not be seeing them anymore. Let me know, like I said, in the comments below what you think of the list. Do you agree, disagree? Would you have other stocks in there? I'm sure I've missed some out. I'm sure you don't agree with what I've put down there. Love to hear your thoughts there, just to get the conversation going. Just thought it'd be an interesting angle in. We're always looking at the positive stocks, but there are always the downside to look at. Especially if you're long these stocks, you might want to have a bit more look into them, do a bit more due diligence around whether you want to be holding them or not, or if you're a speculator, looking to buy puts, go short, that sort of thing. Like I said, just throwing ideas out there for you. Now, if you want to learn how to trade all those stocks, how you use options, CFDs, futures, whatever, got a great playlist for you called the Ultimate Free Trading Course on the YouTube channel. Takes you from hero to zero, all you need to know about all sorts of markets, like I say, all the different instrument types, trading psychology, risk management, trade management, all the tips and tricks, like I say, that you will need to know if you want to get on in the world of trading. And that playlist is coming up right now.